All right, we are going to do a very special video today. Last time we posted a video on what makes an NFT sticky, what makes it something you should be interested in, and we got a really good response from that. So really appreciate everyone that watched that video. Today we have a special guest. We have Mike S. Miller
In the house.
on stream with us, or stream, not live, pre-recorded. but I'm excited to. I've known Mike for a couple years now, talking about comics and things like that. But you've been a successful entrepreneur in the NFT realm, and we want to ask you a few of these questions and talk about your project. So we appreciate you being on. Before we get into it, though, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Subscriptions really help. We're a new channel, and we want to keep making content for you. So thanks for watching. All right, should we take it to the first point here on the list?
First point on the list. Who wants to ask this first question? Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, jeez, I'm gonna suck at this camera thing. I can tell you that right now. Okay, first thing is reach. We think that what kind of social do you have out there? How much Discord people do you have? How much engagement do you have with your audience? Is that we kind of look at that at being that first realm of connection? What do you think, Mike? Is that true? Is that not true?
It's true if you've hit a certain level of popularity, like Boss Logic. You familiar with Boss Logic?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so Boss Logic has 2 or 3 million followers on Instagram, and therefore when he came out and said, I'm going to be doing NFTs, there's a certain percentage of people in the world that do crypto, and then there's a certain percentage of those people who do NFTs. If you've got 5,000 followers on Instagram, then chances are you have like one person who's into NFTs, right?
Right.
If you've got 2 or 3 million, however, you really only need a few hundred to 1,000 people to make you millions of dollars in this space. So 2 or 3 million people,
Super engaged fans.
yeah,
Super engaged fans.
A subset of those are already into NFTs, and they're already your engaged fans. That's magic. That's boom. You're good to go. You can sell out 10,000 collection in no time. If the 10,000 collection is direct. There's so many different facets of NFTs. One-off, personal pieces of art. We do customs as well. The 10,000K collections or less. So yeah, it's most people coming into this space. I was making this similar kind of statement earlier where remember the gold rush?
Oh, I use this one all the time.
Yeah,
I use this
right?
one all the time. It's the gold rush.
You know how many people got rich from the gold rush?
Not many, but the guy selling the picks got a lot of money.
The guy selling the picks. The guy selling the picks. And the handful of people who made the news, right? Farmer, wherever Joe Blow struck a $15,000 gold and $1 billion in today's money, whatever. And then that news makes it all the way out east, just like today. Lily Ellie Steinbeck is only 13 years old, and she made $500,000 overnight selling her elephant NFTs. And it's like everyone's like, I could do that. Let me get into NFTs. And then they all rush over here and they go broke, and then they talk smack about NFTs because they don't have a clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
So with that said, what do you do? Because you do have to have some kind of a following for this NFT thing, don't you? You have to. How do you get that engagement if you're not an influencer, but you love the space, you want to get into it? How do you get a reach?
For me, I've been trying to get into NFTs for years, literally years.
Wow.
And I knew that I may have had 6,000 people on, I don't even know how many I have on Instagram, but I may have had a certain number on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, 5,000 here, 5,000 there, 10,000 here, whatever it is. But I'm like I said, you might have one guy who gives a dang about NFTs. So what I did personally was I reached out to BitBoy Crypto, and I'm like, because I discovered him, and I discovered that he was also a comic nerd. So I emailed him like, hey, Mike Miller, 30-year comic book veteran, Marvel, DC, Injustice, Game of Thrones, blah, blah, blah. If you ever want to do any NFTs, let me know. I'm down. And they got back to me like in an hour. And they're like, yeah, we got to. Yeah. So we started doing all these different NFT projects.
Wow.
Ultimately, we did Pluto Alliance. And I saw these guys take my artwork, which they paid me handsomely for at the time, you know, considering I came from comics. It was like a huge payday.
You're used to not getting paid handsomely.
Yes, that is correct. And I saw them make $3 million in 2 hours off of my artwork, and I'm like,
holy cow!
I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I started the Funky Monkey Frat House, and I started fraternizing with the guys over at the Pluto Alliance Discord. And so I'm like, hey, I'm starting my own thing. I'm the artist here. Come and check it out. So a lot of my early adopters were NFT guys who are already in Pluto Alliance, and then I brought them over. And I know most people cannot replicate that model.
Same pattern.
But the key that you learn here is that you do have to build a community of people who value what you're bringing to the table, who are already in NFTs, which means you might be able to scrape a couple off of your Indiegogo campaign, probably not. Your mailing list, probably not. But if you go to where the NFT people are and you become part of this community and you befriend and you make connections, then you can start bringing NFT backers into your space. And if you have something that they value other than just your beautiful smile,
I think you said it. Oh, go ahead.
There it is. No, that's about it.
Well, I wanted to say one of the 6 things we kind of came up with is partnerships. And I think you said it. That is kind of key, right? Is having partnerships with key influencers or people that are in the space itself. Because just because you have 1 million followers doesn't really mean anything unless they're interested in NFTs, correct?
Well, I mean, just a matter of scale. If you actually have 1 million followers of your own, you can make a successful NFT project. If you have a friend who has 1 million followers, that's not going to help you, unless when you say partners, you mean they're like legitimately partnering with you. They have ownership and
like a
stock
founder.
They have stock and stake in whatever the project is themselves. And when they talk about it, they're not talking about like, oh, I'm doing this partnership. They're like, I'm doing this project and my friend is doing it with me. He's the artist or he's the whatever. And it's just constantly ownership from that particular, influencer. Like I paid this one influencer 6 freaking ETH.
Whoa!
And he has a big reach,
change.
and I'm not naming any names here, but he had big reach, big video count, all that stuff. People did come into the Discord, but they're like, "Hey, I heard Blank was going to be here," and then Blank never showed up because he was just doing this because he was getting paid.
Yeah.
And so 6 ETH go bye. Me no making no money.
Yeah.
This isn't the only example of influencers not being able to move the needle on something, even if they have 100 million followers. Not really that many, but even if they have just a crap ton of followers, the people who are just going to believe that they're promoting something because they really think it's, dude, they know
there's a difference.
They know what,
yeah.
Well, so legitimate ownership, I think, is more important than so if you're going to partner with like a huge influencer, don't be like, hey, I'll pay you. It's like, look, I'm going to give I want to work with you
Give
on
them
this.
some sort of a percentage so they have some skin in the game.
Now
give them half of it, bro.
I'd
rather have freaking half of a grape or half of watermelon than 90% of a grape.
Now you said something that a phrase I've been saying a lot lately, which is what do you bring to the table? And I think that like really slides into our next point here, and we did touch on it quite a bit, but a real niche, find your tribe. And as I've been thinking about NFTs and stuff, it's just everybody's doing NFT projects, or even if you're just out there looking to, I want to get into NFTs, what one do I back? You got to find something that has a unique value proposition to bring to the table beyond just there being an influencer. So I think whittling it down to people that are actually interested in your thing is a piece of that, or at least it sounds like it. So I'm actually going to move along because we did kind of talk about that. So partnerships with other NFT collections or brands, that was another one of our list. How are partnerships important, or can they be?
And did you partnership with the Funky Monkeys? Did you partnership with anybody, or was just your baby?
That's mine. Funky Monkey Frat House is mine. And
no partnerships.
No,
Okay.
not
Nice.
well. I mean, it's all me. When I quote unquote partner with somebody, it's like we will share each other's. I'll
Content.
promote theirs, they'll promote mine.
Yeah.
But it's because we are aligned in our vision of what we want to do. You can do things where you're just swapping giveaways with people, but it's not the same thing as when you're really intimately involved with the success of the other partner, right? Like, so we have a partnership with Cyber Hornets Colony Club. I'm helping them develop their project as a. I'm not doing the artwork myself, but because Funky Monkey Frat House, we have guest artists. We are building up this as sort of a artist launch pad, right?
Nice.
So when I have people come to me, it's like, hey, I want to put a comic book together like Colony Club did. I'm like, absolutely, let's put these pieces together, and then we'll help promote, and we're using our guys. I got Mike Barron and Ben Herrera to do their comic book. I got Elliot Fernandez to do their secondary NFT collection, the Animus Project. Besides mine, probably the best looking NFT collection out there.
Of course.
Just gorgeous stuff. I have other people coming to me because they understand what I'm doing with this artist platform, and they want to partner with us. And then we have value trade, right? Let's like, hey, I'm going to set you up with this fantastic artist. You're going to pay them because we're not doing any of this for free. I want to bring these guys from the comic world into the NFT world where they can actually support their family for a change. And in return, from my collector base, I want you to whitelist, this certain percentage of my actual community, right? So you trade value and you support each other, and you work together. That's a partnership where you just go in and you say, hey, if I give away 5 of your NFTs to my community and you give 5 away to your community,
that's not a
partnership.
It's a
That's
collaboration.
And you're going to get as much out of that as you're putting into it, like effort, as far as effort goes and forethought.
I think the key word in everything that I've been saying so far is that these things all have to be genuine, because the audience understands when you're not being genuine.
They
They're
get
not
it.
Stupid.
They get it
I think
quickly.
The audience is extraordinarily intelligent audience.
Yeah.
Let's first of all, they're in NFTs this early.
Yeah.
So
I think what we're gonna do is, this is a good
part.
We can do parts to this.
Yeah.
So it'll
Am
be
I
like a
talking
little
too much? I
No,
feel like
No, this is good.
These are
I'm freaking totally listening.
these are also really big questions too. So
This is super. You can super easily answer this in 3 minutes, right? This whole NFT thing.
we have more too. But I think it'll be good for the viewers. Let me put a bow on this part of the segment. Know that we're going to come back with a part 2, because there's a lot to go over here, and it's a lot of interesting stuff. We really appreciate you for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you in part 2. I think we might even do like a 3. Well, we'll see. Probably 3 parts to this, because I still have a lot of questions. So thanks, and we will see you in the next video.